agreeing on topics, and then became apparent that like my topics were more about lived experience. And then I reflected on that and thought, oh, why can I only relate to lived kind of experiences? And I was saying to you, oh, maybe that's kind of like an autistic trait, right? Where it's like you're saying, oh, let's talk about these celebrities and like psychosocial filter on that. And I was kind of thinking, oh, why would you want to do that? And it's like, oh, because people want to listen to that.
Yeah, but I think it depends if you're. I think sometimes you know this thing about if your ego kind of egocentric or kind of more sociocentric.
Egocentric or
So
social. What's the
kind
second
of
one you just said?
looking. So it's more social centric. So more kind of taking your cues off things around you rather
Yeah,
than that thing about because I know that I am not what I would see as egocentric. I wouldn't see myself as egocentric. And the reason, do you know, like the things where they've asked you to go onto a beach? I think we had this one before, haven't we? Do you know, it's just you can just want to do a relaxation thing where you just go onto a beach. You
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
you and the
Like in
waves
a
are like,
relaxing place, nice
yeah,
place. Yeah,
you're lying on the beach and it's a lovely day and the sun's pouring
yeah.
down and the waves are like, and I said to you, I can't do them. They actually make me miserable. They don't make me relax. They make me miserable. And the reason they make me miserable, Becky, is there's nobody there to share it with.
Oh,
Does
that's a
that make
topic.
sense?
Yeah.
Because there's nobody with me. The point for me is I couldn't relax because I feel slightly agitated because I'm alone. So it's actually a bit of a fear of being alone, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think I've got a bit of fear of being alone as well. But like, if you were if you were doing like a visualization kind of exercise, right?
Yeah.
Rather than maybe you need someone to be less, what kind of term is it? Didactic? That term where someone's being more direct. You know, to say
Didactic is the taught
didactic.
approach, isn't it? Teachers do classic teaching is didactic teaching, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
chalk and talk is didactic.
So if somebody was saying, right, go to the beach and you're on the beach and then imagine and they're going through the script, you might then it's kind of like your subconscious rejecting the idea of that because you're like, no, that doesn't involve human connection and this doesn't involve, but your ability to like visualize if it was a bit more, if it wasn't that approach, if it was a bit a place of your choosing, where would you like to, if it was a bit like, I'm just wondering if you could just, what's that other approach called? It's the opposite of that anyway. It's a softer, gentler
Uh,
approach where it's more open.
yeah, I can't think off the top of my head, but yeah, it's the opposite of
Anyway,
didactic teaching, isn't
that
it?
one anyway.
Yeah,
But then
If-
you could then bring somebody on to the beach if you wanted to. And
yeah.
then you might think, if it was me and I'm on the beach, I might think, oh, it's a bit hot. I'm getting it. And I might think, oh, okay, I'll put a bit of shade on. So I bring things into it and then you create your own story. And that is your relaxation.
That is a relaxation, but at some point I'd have to bring. So I'd have to, because they've done this thing where you're walking through a forest and you pick up a key and you've saw this business where you unlock your potential and all. There's a whole load of those
Like
videos, and
a
I like them.
motivational thing.
Yeah, I think they're great. Don't be wrong. I think they're a good thing to do. But I'm so heavily ind- dependent on interaction that I say I find any kind of suggestion that, if I'm walking through the woods and I'm heading to a cabin, I can do that, but there'd have to be somebody waiting for me at that cabin. There'd have to be somebody there.
Yeah. Well,
It,
I've said that to you about traveling alone, right? That like now you've just mentioned that. I'm thinking, okay, traveling alone. Yeah, if someone's there when I get there, great. So even the thought of like going away where I've said, sure, I love Amsterdam. I'm like, okay, I could go there. But then I'm thinking I'd have to go to the same hotel because it's familiar. And then I'm almost visualizing what the route would be, what I'd be doing. And then I'm thinking, I hope the same staff would be there. But that's about like human connection.
why couldn't it be different stuff?
Because then you're not going to feel that like sense of safety. So you're like my nervous system might be dysregulated because I'll be like, and then I'd feel a bit anxious, you know?
What about the flying itself? Would that make you nervous?
Yeah, but only because I just think, oh, it's possibility that you die in the plane would crash. But then I think, well, by the time I finish thinking about that, the flight's finished, so it's okay. It's okay, and I know, like I said to you before, I've learned that.